Good morning, students. Welcome in science class, chapter 11 Light, Shadows, and Reflection. In previous video, we had seen what exactly are shadows. Today, through activity 4, we will get some more information regarding the shadows. Place a chair in the school ground on a sunny day. What do you observe from the shadow of the chair? Does the shadow give an accurate picture of the shape of the chair? If the chair is turned around a little, how does the shape of the shadow change? So, you know that when we want shadows, we require three things: source of light, opaque object to obstruct that source of light, and screen. Take another object like a thin notebook and look at this shadow. Then take a rectangular box and look at its shadow. Do the two shadows seem to have the similar shape? Take two flowers or other objects of the different colors and look at their shadows. A red rose and the yellow rose. Do the shadows look different in different color? When the colors of the objects are different. So when you take the different object and when you see the shadows which are formed by that sunlight or by tube light or by the torch light, suppose you take the another example, that when the bird is flying high up in the air and when light is obstructed by that bird, but it said its shadow is not seen on the ground because the ground is very far below the bird. But similarly, when an aeroplane is parked on the ground, we can see its shadow which is formed by the sunlight. In this case, aeroplane obstructs the sunlight to form a shadow on the nearby ground. When that same aeroplane or when that same bird is flying high up in the air, even then that aeroplane or the bird, they obstruct the sunlight, they stop the sunlight falling on it, but its shadow is not seen on the ground because the ground is very far below the aeroplane and the bird. So bird or an aeroplane which are flying at a very low height, then their shadows can be seen on the ground. So through this activity 4, suppose if you are taking the flowers of different colors, if you are taking the chair of different shape and size and everything, when you are taking a long box or if you are looking the shadow of that long box or changes its color or changes its shape or size, what when you move the box around or when you move any object, you may see that the size of the shadow changes. When is the shadow of the box the shortest? When the long side of the box is pointed towards the sun, or when the short side is pointed towards the sun. So the shadow, from this we came to know that the characteristics of the objects are like this way. Shadow of an object is erect. Erect means it will be of the same side as the object. Whenever, see that fun activity you are doing, figure 11.4 in your textbook, when you are doing that activity with the help of the hand, that same size, say same side upside, same object shadow you are getting. So the shadow of an object will be always erect. Shadow of an object is real. Real means it can be formed on a screen. You know that the shadows can be cast on the screen. Without the screen, shadows won't be possible. Irrespective of the color of the object, the shadow is always black. Suppose if you are taking the yellow flower and if you want the shadow of that yellow flower, shadow will be always black. If you are taking the red rose, but when you are seeing under the sunlight the shadow of that red rose, it will be always black. So irrespective of the color of the object, the shadow is always black. Shadow can be smaller than the object according to that at what distance you are keeping that object. According to that, from now you can say that the shadow can be smaller than the object. Sometimes it may be equal to the object, or sometimes or it may be bigger than the object. So these are the some characteristics of the shadow of an object that you have to keep in your mind, that the shadow of an object is erect, shadow of an object is real. Irrespective of the color of the object, the shadow is always black. Shadow can be smaller than the object or equal to the object or bigger than the object. Let us use this long box to prepare the simple camera known as the pinhole camera. Pinhole camera is the simple camera, natural camera. By using a closed box, we are making the pinhole camera, and from that what type of the image you will get it, that we will discuss. Surely we need a lot of complicated stuff to make a camera. Not really. If we just wish to make a simple pinhole camera, you need only one box. Two boxes. Take two boxes. Page number 110. Construction of the simple pinhole camera. First, how to make the simple pinhole camera, how to construct that simple pinhole camera from your homemade simple pinhole camera using the two simple boxes which is there already there in your house. Take two boxes so that one can slide into another. See this figure. First I will show you this figure. Like this way, two boxes you have to take so that one can slide into another easily, and there should be no gap in between them. Cut open one side of each box. On the opposite face of the larger box, make a small hole. See figure A. This figure A is the larger box and figure B is the smaller box. On the opposite side of the larger box, make a small hole in the middle, figure 11.5. In the smaller box, cut out the middle square of somewhat 5 to 6 centimeter. Now, after cutting this square, middle square of 5 to 6 centimeter, cover this open square in the box with a tracing paper or the any translucent screen butter paper or tracing paper or anything as shown in the figure B. Slide the smaller box. Now as shown in the figure C, slide the smaller box inside the larger one. बड़े बॉक्स के अंदर छोटा बॉक्स है वो जाने दो. In such a way that the side of the tracing paper is inside as shown in the figure. Now your pinhole camera is ready for use. Hold the pinhole camera. Now again come to this paragraph. Holding the pinhole camera, look through the open face of the smaller box. See figure C. 11.5 figure C. This is your sliding pinhole camera ready. Now from that open side, look through the box. You should use a piece of black cloth to cover your head. So when you are seeing through this box, if you had not covered your this pinhole camera with that black paper, then cover your face, or whenever you are seeing through that box, cover your face with that black color cloth, so that not a single sunlight or rays should enter that box. Now try to look at some distant objects like a tree. Suppose you are sitting at your home and if you want to see your tree which is lying somewhat far distance from your house. Now try to look at some distance objects like tree or the building through the pinhole camera. Make sure that objects you wish look at through your pinhole camera are in the bright sunlight, then only this pinhole camera works. If whatever object you want to see, it is not visible, move your smaller box forward or backward till you get the clear picture on the tracing paper. आपको ट्रेसिंग पेपर के ऊपर क्लियर पिक्चर दिखाई देगा. Pasted on the other end. Are these pinhole images different from their shadows? Now the question will arise. In the shadows you will get the same size and same according to that position of the sun, you will get the different same size of the shadows. Are these pinhole images are different from their shadows? Look through your pinhole camera at the vehicles and the people moving on the road in the bright sunlight. What you will observe? Do the pictures seen in the camera show the colors of the objects on the other side? The question will arise. Are the images erect or upside down? Are the images erect or the upside down? In the shadows, images in the shadow, the object is erect, means upside down as the object. Surprise, surprise, surprise. So, an inverted image is formed in the pinhole camera because the light rays coming from the top and bottom of the object cross over at the pinhole. So, pinhole camera forms a real and inverted image. So, whatever image you are getting in the pinhole camera, when it falls on that paper, they top and bottom object cross over or they intersect at the pinhole, and the pinhole camera forms a real and inverted image. Size of the image formed by the pinhole camera depends, again I am repeating, depends on the distance of the object from the camera. At what distance you are keeping the camera from the object, according to that distance the size of the image will depend. Size of the image formed by the pinhole camera can be smaller than the object, equal to the object, or bigger than the object depending on the distance of the object from the pinhole camera. Again, pinhole camera works on the principle that the light travels in a straight line. Imagine that this hole and this tracing paper, if they are not in that same line, would it be possible to see the image of any object through this pinhole camera? No. So the pinhole camera works on the principle that light travels in a straight line. Same activity, activity 6 given on your page number 11, on your page number 111, activity 6. That is also a one type of that looking through a pipe, and it works on the principle of that simple that light travels on a straight line. So again, pinhole camera works on the principle that light travels in a straight line, and the image in the pinhole camera has the following characteristic. Image in a pinhole camera is inverted, means upside down as compared to the object. Second, image in the pinhole camera is real. Why? Because it can be formed on a screen. It can be formed on a screen. Image in a pinhole camera is of same color as the object, not like the shadow. Shadows will be always black in the color, but the pinhole camera image will be always of the same color. You will get the same color of the image in the pinhole camera. Image in the pinhole camera can be smaller than the object, equal to the object, or bigger than the object. More discussion on pinhole camera with the second activity in next video. Thank you students. Like this way, the simple pinhole camera, you can make it at home also. If two box are lying at your home, you can make that homemade pinhole camera. In larger box, make small hole in the center. In smaller box, cut the 5 to 6 centimeter size square shaped, and the opposite side you cut it. Now slide the smaller box inside the bigger box, and when you want to see the image of any object which is somewhat far at somewhat far distance from your house, then you have to move the smaller box forward or backward. Move your box forward and backward to see the clear image of the picture on that tracing paper pasted at the other end through that open end. Like this way you can make it at home and try to see the objects at somewhat far distance. More discussion on pinhole camera and the principle that the light travels in a straight line in next video. Thank you, students.